iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.
I'm playing Martha. She is the daughter in the family. Jessica Lange is my mother. Jim Parsons is my brother. I start the play at age 12 and I end it at age 50, which is really exciting because I get to take a big travel through time of just what it is. And I'm almost 50, so I feel like I can sort of remember what it was like to be 12, and I'm imagining in the next 4 years what that will be like. The truth is, I'm always like, if I could just leave the child behind, I would be fine with that. But in this one, I am really grateful that I get to age. And I think there is something that is particular about the theater where without prosthetics, without wigs, that we just watch people on stage travel through time, and the theatricality of that, I think, is actually something that is very specific to the theater.
I'm playing, the character's name is Phyllis Herman. She is the mother of the mother play. And it's a wonderful character. It covers 40 years in their lives and a huge emotional journey.
I play Carl, the brother of Celia's character, Martha, and the son of Jessica's character, Mother, Phyllis.
It's a play that is mother play, so it's all about mothering, the comedy, the drama, and the tragedy of that. But very significantly, the subtitle is A Play in 5 Evictions. So this is semi-autobiographical, and all of the apartments my mother and my brother and I lived in, that we grew up under the poverty level. So you might almost say that this is mother courage with cockroaches. Yes, there are cockroaches in this play. It's just, these 3 people in different living rooms finding ways to break through the differences of generation. One of the things that's important to me right now is that I'm seeing again how many children are struggling with their identity and being rejected, not only perhaps by parents, but by school boards, by peers. And I thought it might be useful to go back and look at the transformations we tried to accomplish. My brother was gay, as am I, with a single mother. So, I'm very optimistic that change is possible, and that the most important thing is that we get past our differences to find basically love.
The process has been wonderful. It's been very short, but we were fortunate to have a workshop a couple months ago where we were able to do some groundwork, where the actors were really able to connect as a family and bond, and we kind of figured out the vocabulary for the play, because it's a very unique play. It's not a traditional domestic drama or comedy. It has its own theatrical language, and we've been doing everything from scene work to dancing to moving furniture to producing cockroach ballets to some magic.
Yeah, I've admired Paula and Tina for so long. I think when I was in college, there were very few women that were directors and writers who were sort of operating at a level that they are, and they've really paved the way for a lot of other young playwrights and women directors, and so getting to work with both of them has been a long dream. And then just this cast it's very, very special, and the process of making this play has felt incredibly nourishing. I think whenever you sit down as actors and start talking about family and what it is to exist inside of a family, a lot of things come up because we all come from complicated families and have a lot to share about how we fit in this sort of ecosystem of our own family unit. So it's been really, really amazing.
Well, several things. Obviously, the play itself, Paula's writing, being able to work with her on this and create this character, working with Tina as the director, and of course Jim and Celia. But also, I think one of the main factors was doing a new play, because I've been on Broadway several times and on the West End in London, but never created a part. I mean, I've always done parts, done plays that are classics that have been done many times. So this was a new experience.
It's been kind of amazingly fun. The thing I keep thinking is that, until everybody's asked me, I didn't think about it, but like, I have loved playing the teenage version of Carl so much because I haven't been asked to remember what it was like to be in a 14-year-old body in so long. And it's awkward, but there's also a greater amount of freedom. And that may just be a lack of control, I'm not sure. And maybe that's just me. But I've really enjoyed that. But I love the playful theatricality of getting to, on stage, go through those different, because it's not film, it's not TV. Nobody expects you to look that way, one way or the other, for any of us. And I don't know, it's just the essence of the playfulness of theater, of what theater can be.
She was the immediate choice. Tina and I have worked before on Civil War Christmas. She's theatrical, highly funny, musical, quite brilliant. And she knows how to make everybody in the room a family, a company. So it's been a delight.
It's a memory play, so, but it's kind of, on the one hand, in the tradition of a glass menagerie, but it's reconfigured for a 21st century sensibility. So rather than being kind of gauzy and sepia, it is full of pops of color and surprise, and the way it cuts from one scene to the next and jumps of time, it's not as it unfolded, it's as the main character of Martha remembers and experiences what unfolded. So it's very subjective in that way. It's really great seeing how they handle age, because rather than kind of donning anything superficial like voice or costumes, they're finding what the difference of age is through energy and experience and attitude. So they're finding their way towards that journey in a very organic way, which I think is spectacular.
For audiences to see a new Paula Vogel play starring Jessica Lange, that's a major, major moment in our life. So I think I am the most excited for that.
I think it has to do with with the emotional impact that this play hopefully will have.
I really never dreamed I'd get a chance to do a new Paula Vogel play. I've admired Paula literally all of my, I was going to say career life, but before that, I first encountered Paula's work as an undergraduate back in the 90s, and it was Baltimore Waltz, and of course everything she's done before and since then that I've come into contact with, I've admired so greatly. And I really just never imagined. It seemed like there just wasn't a good chance that would happen. So when I saw the email come in that I've gotten that offer, I was like, yeah. I don't know, I could have been anything. I would have just said yes. Yeah.
I hope audiences have an experience that is very alive and surprising and fresh, and leave with a desire to connect with others in the world, and most particularly in their own families.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.